Morning children. Today we will come to the next new chapter, continuity and differentiability. You have learned in class 11 the limits and derivative chapter. You can say that it is a continuation of that chapter. You have learned limit in the class 11. Let us have some recapitulation of this concept limit. What is meant by the limit of the functions at a particular point? Suppose if we consider as a function fx is equal to x square minus 9 divided by x minus 3. If I put x is equal to 3 in this function, that means f of 3. It is coming as 9 minus 9 divided by 3 minus 3 is equal to, that is 0 by 0, not defined. If you take this in different way, say fx is equal to x square minus 9 divided by x minus 3, I can write this as x plus 3 into x minus 3 divided by x minus 3. I can cancel this x minus 3, then I get x plus 3 as x. Now if you find out f of 3 here, you get 3 plus 3, 6. You can see that one place we have directly substitute the value and get the f of 3 as not defined, and another way, by simplifying we substitute the value and we got the value as 6. And what is why the difference in the answer is coming? In one method we got not defined, in another method we got this. That means there is something mistakes we have committed here. What is the mistake committed here? I just highlighted it. Now I have cancelled x minus 3 from the numerator and denominator. See, when x is equal to 3, then x minus 3 becomes 0. So here we are cancelling x minus 3 from the numerator and denominator. That means you are cancelling a 0 factor. And we know that division means cancellation is equal to the division only. Cancellation means section division. So when you cancel x minus 3 from the numerator and denominator, that means you are cancelling a 0 factor. That means you are dividing by 0. We know that division by 0 is not defined. So there is some problems of mistakes we are committing here. Now what I want to highlight here, that is what is a limit you have learned in the class 11. Now I just give the definition of the limit. Yes, when x is approaching to a number a, where a is a real number, the value of the functions approaches to a particular number l, then we say that the limit of this function at that particular point is L, and we denote it as limit x tends to a, f of x is equal to L. Naturally, you may ask the question that why this is required. That is what I have shown in the beginning. When x is equal to 3, when you substitute, you are getting a not defined number. So there are many situations we may require a tending value. There we can find out that this 6 is a tending value, because when you are x is tending to 3, it shows that x is not equal to 3. So there cancellation is permitted. When x is not equal to 3, that is x minus 3 is not a 0. So the cancellation is permitted. So there are many situations we may require that tending value, and that tending value is called the limit of the functions. And if we define like this, as x tends to a, that means x is very near to a, the fx value is very near to L, then we call this L as the limit of that function, and we denote this as limit x tends to a, fx is equal to L. Now here again one more question comes up. What is it? When x tends to a, the question comes that is the value of x is very near to a. It can be right side of a and it can be left side of a also. Now let us take a number line. say 0, 1, 2, 1, minus 1, minus 2, etc. Suppose I take x is a is equal to 2. And when I write x is tending to 2, that means the value of x is very near to 2. It can be the right side of 2 and it can be the left side of 2 also. So to bifurcate this one or to differentiate this one, that is whether it is the right side of 2 or left side of 2, we have a different notations marked like this. That is, when it is the right side of 2, we may write x tends to 2 plus. And when it is the left side of 2, we write x tends to 2 minus. And this also you have studied in class 11. Where we say it is the right limit and this is called the left limit. And also there is a word existence of limit. The existence of limit means, so I told you that when x tending to a, there is a question comes that whether the tending value is very near to a, whether it is in the right side or left side. To make it is more clear, so we write this as limit x tends to a plus f of x, limit x tends to a minus f of x. And if these two both values are equal, we say that limit exists. But the word we use is limit exists. That means limit of this function at x is equal to a exists. And this is actually what we have studied in the class 11. Now we are going a further one step ahead, that is the continuity. So you must to understand the concept of continuity, you have a thorough idea about the limit. And one more thing, just I want to recapitulate what you have studied in this one, what is in 11. So the definition of the limit I have told you, when x is very near to a, the function's value is very near to L, then that L is called the limit. And more clearly, to show that whether x is very near to a, whether in the left side of a or right side of a, we mark a plus and a minus. That is limit x tending to a plus and limit x tends to a minus. So if both values are equal, we say that is the limit, and suppose that limit is equal to L. So this is one important thing, left limit should be equal to right limit. And we have learned the different methods of the finding out the limit in the class 11. And one type is algebraic limit. And the second one is trigonometric limit. And third is exponential limit. And the fourth one is logarithmic limit. These four types of limit we have learned in class 11. I just say that what is it? Limit x tends to a, x raised to n minus a raised to n divided by x minus a. This limit value is a into a raised to n minus 1. The proof of that formula also we have studied there in class 11. Now limit theta tending to 0, sin theta by theta is equal to 1. That is called trigonometric limit. And the exponential limit x tending to 0, e raised to x minus 1 by x is equal to 1. And the logarithmic limit is log 1 plus x with the base e divided by x is equal to 1. So these are the four types of limit which you have learned in the class 11. And also we know, I have explained that time the different the steps or the flow chart, or what you can say, the step how to find out the limit. When you are asked to find out the limit of the function, say fx is given, and we are asked to find out the limit of the function, your first step is to substitute the value. You are asked to find out, say, limit x tends to 2, suppose. That is you are find out. So first step is that you have directly substitute x is equal to 2 in the given function, and if you get a defined value, and that defined value is called its limits itself. It is called its limit there. And sometimes we may get, when you put x is equal to 2, you may be getting a not defined. Then you have to search any of this formula or any of this limit for getting the answers. That is, if it is in this form, you can use this one. If it is in the trigonometric form, we should use the trigonometric form. If it is in the exponential form, it should be used. If in the logarithmic form, we can use this one. So the first step of finding out the limit of a function is you have to put the value of x is equal to that particular number what is given in the question directly and check whether you are getting a defined value. If you are getting a defined value, that value itself is the limit. Otherwise, you have to take the help of this one and find out. Now, let us come to our original topic, that is the continuity. What is meant by the continuity? Ultimately, when we say that as a definition of the continuity, it is like this: if the limit of the function, limit extending to a f of x, if that is equal to the original value of the function, we say that the function is continuous. Now, I have explained in the beginning an example, that is x square minus 9 divided by x minus 3. And if I find out the limit extending to 3, f of x, what is the limit extending to 3 f of x? You can see that when limit extending to 3 f of x is equal to using that formula. Okay, so you will be getting 3, this is limit x tending to 3, x square minus 3 square by x minus 3. Using the algebraic limit formula, you will be getting 2 into 3 raised to 2 minus 1, then you get the 6. So the limit value of the function is 6. Let us see that what is f of 3, that is 9 minus 9, 3 minus 3, 0 by 0 is not defined. So the limit value and the real value of the functions are different. So it is not continuous at x is equal to 3. So the continuity of the definition is written like that: limit extending to a, f of x is equal to the real value of the function, then we call it as f is continuous. That is why I told that if you want to study about the continuity, the limit topic is very much essential. Now, more precisely I can write this as, because we have already told that the limit of this function exists provided if the left limit and right limits are same. So more precisely I can write that a function is said to be continuous if limit extends to a plus f of x is equal to limit extending to a minus f of x is equal to f of x. This is to be checked. That means the left limit of the function, right limit of the function, left limit of the function, and the real value of the function. All these three quantities are equal when we say that it is a continuous function. And geometrically also we can explain this continuity. It will come like this. Okay. When you draw the graph of a function and without having any break in the graph, we say that it is continuous. If somewhere else if the break is there, then we say that it is not continuous. So, for example, I will write like this: 1. You know that this is also you are learning in class 7. It is called the greatest integer function or step function. It is a graph of that one, and you can see that there is no continuity in this one. You cannot draw the graph with a single movement. It is just like a piece one. So the greatest integer function or step function is not a continuous function. So geometrically also we can explain the continuity of the function just by if the graph is having continuous without lifting the pen. If you can draw the graph, then it is called the continuous function. Otherwise, if some break is there, it is called a discontinuous function. Now, I'll just summarize it again. So what is actually required that today you need to make thorough the limit concept which you have studied in the class 11. You have studied the 4 types of limit: algebraic limit, trigonometric limit, exponential limit, and logarithmic limit. And some of the problems of that one also, just one of the problems I will write. Suppose fx is equal to x square plus 9 divided by x plus 2 something. You are asked to find out the limit of x tends to 2, say f of x. So I told you that the first step of finding out the limit is that directly substitute the value of that x. So it is limit x tends to 2. The function is what is it? 4. When you put x is equal to 4 plus 9 divided by 2 plus 2. That is 13 plus. So it is a defined value. So and that value is the limit. Now if you take another example, say find the limit of the functions limit x tends to 2, x raised to 6 minus say 2 raised to 6 divided by x. I cannot put x is equal to 2 directly here, then if I put x is equal to 2 directly here, we will get multiplied. But the algebraic limit, that formula will come to the help of in helping us, that is limit x tending to 2. This is the limit x tending to a, x raised to n minus a raised to n divided by x minus a. This is n into a raised to n minus 1. Okay. So by using that one, you will be getting the answer is as 2 into n is 2, a 2 raised to 5. So 2 into 2 raised to 5 is 30. So 64 is the limit of the function. So this what you are required, what is required is today you have to go through the limit just the class 11 once again, so that we can come to the next class in detail about the continuity. So I explained to you the continuity of a function. A function fx is said to be continuous at x is equal to a particular point. A function fx is said to be continuous at a particular point if limit x tends to a plus f of x, limit x tends to a minus f of x is equal to f of a. This is to be found out, then only we can say whether the function is continuous or not. Now, what is this is the continuity at a point. Suppose if I want to find out the continuity at a particular interval, say AB, open interval AB. So we say we use this continuity at a particular point for defining this. So if the function is continuous at all points of this interval, then we can say that it is continuous in the interval. So first you should know that what is the continuity at a point. Continuity at a point is, this is the definition. And the continuity in an interval comes when in all these points of this interval the function is continuous, then it can be called as continuous in the this open interval. Now the continuity in the closed interval, say again. Now if you want to check the continuity of this function, again the definition is same only. The continuity is a function is said to be continuous in this closed interval if it is continuous in every point of this interval. Now here one question comes that limit x tends to, I want to check the continuity of the function at a. I told you that it is continuous in the interval if it is continuous at every point. So a is also a point of this interval. So if I talk about the continuity of that one, then it comes like that: limit x tending to a minus fx, then limit extending to a plus fx. The question comes, limit extending to a minus. A minus means what is a minus comes? It is left side of a. Now when I take the interval, suppose this is a and this is b. A minus comes where? It comes outside of the interval. So it is a meaningless things to discuss about that point outside. So if a closed interval is given like this, then what we have to check is the limit extending to a minus is given. So there you need not think about this question. There you have to think this should be equal to f of a. Now I suppose you understood the thing. If I take a minus a, that is not a point of this interval. Therefore, that portion not required to check. The same way when you take this one, limit x tends to b plus f of x. If I take b plus is not a point of this interval. So if you want to check the continuity at b, then this b plus b need not to check because it does not cover at this point. So there what we have to do is limit x tends to b minus f of x is equal to f of b. So for the closed, if you want to check the continuity of a function in the entire interval, closed interval like this, so a minus does not comes in interval, so that need not be counted. And b plus also does not come in the interval, so we need not to check that one. So all the points here with the a plus equal to f of a, and all the points here with the b minus fx. So here once again I want to make it clear. So if this, when you want to discuss the continuity in a particular closed interval a minus does not come in interval, so need not to count, need not to check. B plus does not come in this interval, so b plus also not to be taken. Only the rest of the things is to be proved. So go through this today's note, and today's I will use some homework of class 11's limit for making you to revise the limit concept, and that I will send through as a PDF file. Thank you. Go through it correctly.